Good afternoon from Los Angeles and happy Wednesday. It's Alyssa Corm and Ken Shreve here with a look at the stock market today. We're taking a look at 4 stocks, including Zscaler and Salesforce. But first, let's check in on the major indexes. Closing the day across the board here, the Nasdaq down about 0.6%. The S&P 500 finished down about 0.5%. The Dow down about 0.1%, but well off of the lows. What do you make of the action today?
Well, I mean, not too bad considering the Nasdaq was down 1.4% intraday.
Right.
The S&P 500 was down about 1.1%. So you did get a close off lows for the Nasdaq and the S&P 500. Really bad day for software stocks. They were among the day's worst performers,
right.
And also semiconductor stocks. It looked like they were, we're going to talk about them in a little bit, but it looked like they were ready to lead last week, and they lagged quite a bit today. But we closed off lows. Looks like volume's going to come in higher than yesterday, so we could get more distribution for the S&P 500 and Nasdaq, but hey, we closed off lows, so we'll take it.
All right, and as far as the distribution day count goes, where do we stand here? The uptrend is still under pressure.
Still under pressure. The distribution day count is elevated. We look back in recent weeks and look at times when the indexes have fallen in higher volume. I think we're at 6 for the S&P 500, 5 for the Nasdaq. We could add 1 to the count today. We'll have to see what volume looks like in a little bit. But we did close off lows, like I said. Not a great day for software stocks, semiconductor stocks, but we'll see what tomorrow brings.
That's right. And speaking of software stocks, we want to take a look at Zscaler, which finished the day down about 1.8% in above average turnover. Still well extended from its last buy point here, finding support at a short-term level. But when it comes to being offensive, maybe looking to lock in profits here would be of interest to some.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the real true leaders in the software sector, there's a lot of them in the enterprise software space. There's a lot of security software stocks like Zscaler that have really just been big leaders since we got that follow-through day in early January. But Zscaler just testing support at the 10-day moving average right now. So it's really not flashing any sell signals. But, we've been writing in recent days when the market uptrend is under pressure, it's important to play a little defense.
Right.
So if you've got a 15–20% gain in a stock, there's nothing wrong with taking profits. So if you bought Zscaler at the right time, taking profits is not bad strategy. But this could be one of the big leaders in the security software space. So by the same token, you want to give it a little room to work. So people just watching and see how it reacts around key support levels. And so far, it's finding support.
Yeah, what a big run it's been on, and still well above its 50-day moving average.
Yeah, exactly. And so we also look at the 10-day moving average, the 21-day moving average. Zscaler still holding both of those levels.
That's right. And Salesforce share finished the day down about 2.7% in above average volume. A little more damage for this chart, with Salesforce closing below its 50-day line after previously finding support there. So clearly damage here for one of the big names in the software group.
Yeah, it is one of the big names, and when you ask people like who is the leader in the enterprise software space, a lot of people will say Salesforce. They've been around for a long time, and so this is actually a software stock that is looking a little vulnerable here. There was a breakout a while back, right around 153 over a sort of a handle buy point, and it rallied up to about 166. It was only a gain of about 8%, and then sellers started to come into the stock, and it did not really recover much today. It extended losses, 2 straight above average volume declines for Salesforce, and it did break support at the 50-day moving average as it retests that prior buy point. So this is a software stock that is not looking so good right now.
That's right. So between breaching the 50-day line and essentially coming close to round tripping here, sell signals present for Salesforce.
Yeah, and again, for those that bought around that 153, the initial breakout around 153, they've given back an 8% 8% gain. So some people might wait until the end of the week and see how the stock reacts around the 50-day moving average, but it was not a great close for Salesforce today for sure.
That's right. And as of recently, it was looking like chip stocks might actually be starting to participate in this rally, but that seemingly short-lived now. Micron shares finishing the day down about 2.7%, undercutting its 50-day line after closing just above the 200-day line, but it quickly turned tail.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at a daily chart for Micron, you can see just what classic resistance looks like at the 200-day moving average. It was, first of all, it was Broadcom, and then it was Micron. We had bullish comments from both companies talking about a pretty favorable second half, and that fueled a nice rally in semiconductor stocks last week. And you can see Micron made a nice move last week. It went right up to its 200-day moving average and then got turned away. So now it's working on a 4-session losing streak. And again, chip makers among some of the worst performers today as well.
That's right. And we're getting earnings out late today from Five Below and Lululemon, two names that have been on our growth screens and featured on this show quite a bit. And it looks like in the early going late, we have Lululemon up about 9%, the early reaction to its quarterly earnings report. Not too much movement in Five Below shares late.
Yeah, but it does look like Lulu is making a move here. We'll see what they say on their conference call and what their outlook looks like. But take a look at a chart of Lululemon. It had been kind of just trading below its 50-day moving average, but we could get a gap up here at the open tomorrow, and it would make the stock actionable. So we'll see. It's been obviously a great track record of execution at Lululemon. The stock at last check was up about 8 or 9% in after-hours trading. So a lot can change, but we'll keep an eye on this one for a possible gap up at the open tomorrow.
That's right. Lululemon is basing, working on a flat base in a base-on-base formation, and as of the close of the regular session today, it was about 7% below a potential buy point. So if it can hold these gains, that would put it above that level in tomorrow's session.
Yeah, it was interesting. Both Lululemon and Five Below outperformed in heavy volume today, so there were definitely buyers in both stocks ahead of results. Five Below not so active, but Lululemon, you can see just kind of
yeah, this is Five Below here,
but right. So Five Below below the 50-day moving average, not very active in active hours, but Lululemon could be the one to watch tomorrow.
Yeah, and both in the retail space. So the charts do have some similarities now, have been trading in a pretty tight range over the past few weeks, almost pinned under that 50-day line. But again, we'll have to watch Lululemon tomorrow.
Yeah, they were just kind of in a holding pattern ahead of earnings, kind of a dry up in buying demand, but didn't look all that great technically, but Lululemon definitely making a nice move in after hours.
That's right, and we want to give a quick shout out. It is MarketSmith Free Access Week, so if you haven't already, make sure to check out investors.com/MS free access for all the details on that. We have lots of good stuff to check out with MarketSmith, our new stock ideas button, which makes it really easy to check out what stocks are breaking out today, what stocks are near buy points, and stocks that have recently broken out among many other screens.
I mean, it's no doubt one of the most powerful stock screening tools that you can find. So free access all this week. A lot of people have signed up for that already, and of course the MarketSmith Growth 250, just a big list of leading growth stocks, and love going to that list in the morning and sorting by volume percent change. And percent price change, and just see who the early movers are in the market. A lot of times you find good base breakouts there. So great screening tool. Yeah,
great resource. So make sure to go check that out again. Investors.com/MS free access. Thanks for watching, everyone, and be sure to head to our site for all the latest stock news and analysis. You can also check out our content across social media, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. So follow and subscribe for the latest. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow.